Every experienced tournament player went through this issue, what to play against a much younger opponent, but not so much lower rated player. So basically speaking, what to play against a talented kid or youth player. So the game we are going to look at is Grandmaster Elisabeth Paehtz against International Master Paehtz-Lee. And Lee is only 14, and in order to understand her talent, let me tell you a few facts about her. At the age of 12, Lee earned her Women International Master title. At the age of 12, she earned her FIDE Master title and made her first International Master norm. At the age of 13, she won a second International Master norm, and at the same age of 13, she crossed the 2400 live rating mark. So a very talented player, 14 years old, rated around 2400. Her opponent, Elisabeth Paehtz, playing the white pieces, is rated around 2480. This being said, let's just jump straight into the heart of the action. Grandmaster Elisabeth Paehtz starts the game with first c4 and black responds with e5, basically a reversed Sicilian. And now white plays g3, c6, and here white chose the main line d4, and black also plays the main line e4, and this looks like an alapin reversed with this c6 instead of c3, of course. So black is basically a tempo down. This gives white more options than in the usual alapin where white is playing c3 and black is limited to a couple of objectively equal systems. Here white could play a move like d5, but instead she plays knight to c3, and here a very new and good move seems to be bishop to b4, and this has been played by Grishuk and Navarra and scored pretty good. Then might follow queen b3, bishop takes c3 check, queen takes c3 and d5, and the position is fine for both sides. However, in the game d5 followed, so no bishop b4, knight to h3, covering this square and maybe moving the knight to f4, we don't know yet. Bishop to b4, pinning the knight, and of course white wants to do something about it and plays queen to b3. And now comes a very important moment, because usually a move like a5 here is good, but Lee decided to play bishop to a5, and this might have been not the best option. The position is still okay, but a5 had guaranteed a smoother play. Elisabeth Paehtz plays here bishop to g5, and now white is forcing black to make a decision, and this is very unpleasant for black. Objectively the best might be something like queen to d7, and then might follow bishop to g2, and the position is slightly better for white, obviously, because the queen on d7 is not well placed. But where to put it else? On other squares it can be chased away. So therefore Paehtz-Lee decided to play f6, and this is weakening the king side and also taking away the natural square of the g8 knight, the f6 square. So bishop to d2, and now black took on c4, queen takes c4 and plays b5, queen to b3, and the position is already good for white. As you can see, black is behind in development, and the pawn structure doesn't look that convincing. A pawn here, then here, and f6. I didn't like this position when I saw it. But black gets something in return. Material. So queen takes d4. Well, actually black is a pawn up now, but lacking in development after long castle. Now black should really watch out for some bishop moves. So therefore she just decides to play queen to e5. And now white played knight takes e4. This is taking the pawn back and also attacking this bishop. So if this bishop would take on d2, then the knight might take back, and the position is slightly better for white, but black has some chances. Black can try to push this pawn. And this king doesn't feel that safe, but it might feel safer than this king. So let's go back. Instead, in the game, queen to e4 was played, and this is already a decisive mistake. Queen to e4 is attacking the rook on h1, but actually black is just too much behind in development, because after bishop takes a5, there are already moves like rook to d8 check, and this might end very unpleasant or in a mate. So therefore black decides to develop with bishop to e6, and now you can see this bishop on e6 is covered by the queen. So the logical approach here is to just attack the queen and try to drive it away. So bishop to g2 was played here, and black responds with queen to e5. What had happened if black had taken on b3? Well then, rook d8 check, king f7, and bishop takes e4. Now black has a lot of issues. This knight is pinned. Well, let's do it in another color. And also this one is pinned, because there are two rooks which are not covered. Very big problems for black here. So this is nothing, no position you want to achieve. So therefore probably queen e5 was played, but then still rook d8 check, king f7 played, and now a smooth move, queen to a3. And now taking control of this square, very unpleasant. b4 was played, bishop takes b4, g5, maybe creating another square for the king, but as you can see, black is already desperately trying to survive. And if you count the material, you see it's 6 pawns for white and 5 pawns for black. So white is already up material, black has the worst king, is not developed. It looks very bad. So bishop to c3 attacking the queen and also putting pressure on f6, queen to b5, queen f8 check, and now after king to g6 there is almost a forced mate. Can you find it? I will give you a couple of seconds. I hope you found it. Let me know in the comment section which moves you calculated here. Queen to e8 check, bishop f7, and now bishop to e4 check. Of course black can play f5, and now the rook is almost on pre, but unfortunately also the queen is attacked, so it's not working. And apart from that, white is watching out for mates and not material. So rook d6 check played, king h5, and after bishop f3 check, black is forced to play g4, and white has queen takes f7 checkmate. In my opinion, this was a very beautiful game by Grandmaster Elisabeth Paehtz, very well played, and she utilized the inexperience probably of her opponent, because as mentioned, these structures and ideas are something you gain with time. So as always, I hope you like this video. If you want to support the channel and see similar videos, feel free to subscribe. See you.